Oh boy. So I'm going to give you guys a demonstration on why these Mauna Kea protesters are anonymous for the most part. And it's all about their fake information. Like for a long time, you can go back to July and August and even September, and they were spreading around that the 30-meter telescope was going to use nuclear power and that they were going to expel waste into the mountain and that all these things, they were going to take water from the aquifer for cooling, and they were going to spill mercury. I mean, they had all these crazy, absolutely unsubstantiated claims about the 30-meter telescope. And then they started sending threats. I mean, they were recorded and played by the governor during their big press release. You know, they were sending threats to police officers. They were calling the police officers fake Hawaiians and, you know, and all these things. So there's a reason why a lot of these things happen online. Because in person, you know, up on the mountain, they're accountable. Their faces exposed. Their identities are exposed. So they go online and they do all this shit. Now, I'm going to explain right here. Somewhere, apparently, I had referenced Ken Conklin's works. Yeah, the recognition of the Republic of Hawaii. This doesn't take Ken Conklin to prove this. You can go to the state archives and see all of the Republic of Hawaii's recognition from other countries that used to be treaty partners with the Hawaiian Kingdom. So all of their treaty partners in the Hawaiian Kingdom, before 1896, from between 1893 and 1895, all sent letters of recognition recognizing the Republic of Hawaii as the legitimate successor of the Hawaiian Kingdom. That's international law for you. If you just look up the definition in any law book or in Encyclopedia Britannica, what the definition of annexation is, well, that's part of it. International recognition, that shows, you know, a part of international law. If the rest of the world recognizes the nation after the overthrow, after the new government takes place, that's international recognition for you. That's why David Sy, who's a big, you know, proponent of this propaganda, never mentions the Morgan Report, never mentions the recognition of all of these other nations, rarely, if ever, recognizes or mentions the Republic of Hawaii. He skips over that and he tries to make it sound like the United States directly annexed the Hawaiian Kingdom without anything in between, without the overthrow happening, without the international recognition, without the rest of that. He, you know, bypasses all of that. And so anyway, this goes into this right here. This guy, I'm pretty sure he's anonymous. I don't know. Maybe he's using his real name. Somehow I doubt it. My name is Ryan Thompson. I've you know, done that introduction multiple times in public during these meetings. Recently on November 6th, and then I went to all of Jennifer Ruggles' meetings. I mean, in person, live, up front. I said exactly what I say online, in person. So I'm not hiding from nothing. I'm not disguising myself. I am who I am. But here, right here, this Keilani Lowe, maybe it's his real name, maybe it's not. He says, so you admit you follow that racist jackass Ken Conklin. Fucking finally! What are you talking about? I've got his videos and his research documented on my YouTube channel. What do you mean, finally? That's something that I'm very blatant about. I'm not hiding that in any way, shape, or form. I've got several videos that I give him credit for because he went to the state archive. He's got pictures of him at the state archive with the director of the state archive holding the documents of these letters of recognition. And I mean, yeah, he's the guy that did it. Somebody else wants to do it, those records are still there. You can go and do that yourself. But Ken Conklin's got some pictures of that from his visit to the state archive. And, you know, he broke the story, basically. So I give him credit for it. What does he say? He called for the extermination of everyone on Mauna Kea Access Road. Number 2, it goes against annexation to annex a foreign country without their consent. I don't understand why you're so stupid to understand that. The Republic of Hawaii asked the United States to be annexed. And the Republic of Hawaii was legitimate based on international recognition. Just look up the definition of annexation. So then he goes, oh, I like what you guys did on the new page. Looks a lot more reader friendly. Education is clouded. Stay on your podcast. Tunes into it. Is Emperor love? I don't know. They're going off on left field here. Where does he say? Yeah, I don't have time. It took me a couple of days to get back to this. I've been working on a documentary of Hawaiian history using very credible sources and very reliable data. So anyway, I say, I love how you make all these claims without any proof. ROFL, calling for extermination? Yeah, right. That's along the lines of how these protesters have been saying the TMT will be ran on nuclear power. Ha 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 ha. And he says, okay, no proof. LOL, I'll say this. I can't find it right now, but I swear to God on my son and on my ancestors, I've seen his comments on the Mauna Kea protest. He called for the extermination of the people on the Mauna. Not arresting, because, as stated before, a lot of us are willing to die for this. So Ken Conklin called for the state to execute people on the Mauna. This is the most silly thing. So I can't read his whole novel here. I don't have the patience for it. All the bullshit that I'm seeing here. I mean, I'm not even going to spend time, immersing myself in it. I mean, if he wants to, look, he calls America. He spells it KKKA or whatever. And these are the people that reference James Blunt. James Blunt with the Blunt Report. He was a famed white supremacist. He did not want to annex Hawaii. Not because of violations of international law or any of this other bullshit. He didn't want to annex Hawaii because he did not, and this is a quote from him, he did not want to introduce a non-white element to the United States. He wanted to leave Hawaii alone because of racist purposes, and so his whole report was done in secret. There was no cross-examination. Nobody was on taking an oath to give their statements to him. So when John Morgan came in and made people take an oath to give their statements, meaning that if they lied, they would go to jail for felonies, which is perjury. And when they testified on oath, they said that James Blunt lied, that they never once said that the United States interfered. They never said any of that stuff. And they testified that James Blunt lied. And then it was cross-examined in public in Congress by both sides of Congress, the Democrats and Republicans. Both, in a public hearing, cross-examined most of the witnesses. All of them gave sworn testimonies. So as far as, the difference between the Morgan report and the Blunt report, I mean, Blunt was a racist, and his purpose for not wanting to annex Hawaii was racial. It wasn't about legal issues at all. And so he manufactured this report that was proven to be bullshit via the Morgan report. So that's why these people don't want to recognize the Morgan report, because it exposes all the lies that they use to justify this fake state claim. They use the Blunt report to justify that. Even Cleveland backed off after the Morgan report. Cleveland's like, oh, Blunt lied? Okay, well, we're not going to return Hawaii back to the Kingdom of Hawaii because we can't interfere with that, because that was a legitimate overthrow by the native people that were born in Hawaii, making them native, right? Because they were born there. That's what the word native means. So he can't go interfere with another country's business to reinstate some kind of monarchy that was overthrown, because the United States isn't there to meddle in foreign affairs, right? And when the Republic of Hawaii asked the United States to be annexed, the United States considered it for a couple of years, and then they accepted their treaty. The Republic of Hawaii offered a treaty. It's easy to find. It's on record. Anyway, so I replied to him about Ken Conklin. I said, I read about the first 2 lines of your novel of a comment. Ken Conklin called for extermination, yet you still have no proof? Come on. Anyone can comment and call themselves any name. I have saw him give speech next to his Kanaka friends in person and on video, in his own words, saying the exact opposite. I'm not fooled by your antics, and I have no time for the rest of your bullshit. So the point is that no way Ken Conklin would do that. This is a guy fluent in Hawaiian, right? He knows the Hawaiian language. He speaks the Hawaiian language. He has taught Hawaiian studies at the University of Hawaii. He has tons of Hawaiian friends, people that have testified with him, for the Akaka bill, who are Kanaka. These people are native Hawaiians, right? And they're his friends. I mean, he would never, ever, I've never heard anything like that come out of his mouth. Now, he's saying he found some comment online by somebody named Ken Conklin. Man, I could call myself George Bush and make comments. Does that mean I'm actually George Bush? No. And that's the thing, is I've heard other people say, oh, Ryan said this, and Ryan said that, and Ryan's done this, and Ryan's done that. And it's all fake stuff. And so if you haven't heard it out of my mouth, if you don't see me or hear me say it with my own mouth and my own words, then I never said it. That's as simple as that. It's the only way I can say this. And if you do hear it out of my mouth, record that shit, man. Take your evidence. I don't care. I would never say anything horrible like that. And race isn't a division thing for me, because I'm part of the human race. I'm not part of the Caucasian or the black or the this or the that, because, that's all just irrelevant. We're not different species. If we were different species, we couldn't even have children together, right? We're all the same species. Our race is human. And if you look up what the meaning of race is, like if you look up Darwin's works and the origins of species, he relates species and race interchangeably. We're not a different species. We're not a different race. We're all the same. I definitely have respect for Hawaiian culture. And I love culture. That's why I travel so much. I love to learn about other cultures. But I'm not going to be bullied around because people don't like my beliefs. Science and astronomy is sacred to me. I love astronomy. I've got planets tattooed all over my body. I mean, this has been going on for me since I was 17. That's like 25 years ago. I started getting tattoos of planets on my body. So you want to talk about sacred, you want to talk about this and that. Everybody's got their own sacredness. Things that are sacred to me might not be sacred to you. Things that are sacred to you might not be sacred to me. You're not going to bully me out of believing the way I believe. And people say that I shouldn't build the TMT up on Mauna Kea. I'm not building anything. I just want them to build it. My opinion means nothing. The TMT is going to do what they do with or without my opinion. I mean nothing to them at all. I don't think they even know who I am. They probably have no idea. So just because I want TMT to be built doesn't mean I have any influence whatsoever. I just think all this racist stuff that these protesters are saying about our race this and our race that, and we're your host, this is the host culture, you're a visitor, you don't have any say, you can't have that opinion, why, blah, blah, blah. Like, telling me I can't have that opinion. Bullshit. Fuck that.